Aretha Franklin was an American soul singer. She was dubbed the Queen of Soul, and she was hugely successful and influential. She grew up singing in Baptist church circles. She was soloing by the age of 12 and touring with her father, who was a traveling preacher and acted as her manager. She got a recording contract at the age of 18 in 1960 and has recorded many records, done many concerts, received many accolades and awards, and died at the age of 76 in 2018. She had a somewhat turbulent life. She conceived her first child at age 12. She had four children in total and two marriages, and a lifelong struggle with weight issues. But she was also known for her activism for race and women's rights and for Indigenous peoples around the world. Hi, my name is Dan, and this is a review of the album Spirit in the Dark by Aretha Franklin, which was released in 1970. It was her 17th studio album, and it's my first time listening to it. And I want to give you fair warning. I'm going to gush in a really fanboy kind of way on this album because I absolutely loved it. So it's listed in Wikipedia as soul slash R&B. Is listed at Acclaimed Music, which is where I've got this list from, as deep soul. I do not really know what that means. If you want to enlighten me, I could look it up. But here's an opportunity for you to talk to me and lay your knowledge on me. I'd love to know. So I would say that the kind of dominant feel here is gospel, but without gospel words. It's a gospel feel, and blues, which I guess kind of leads into this R&B thing. So these days, soul and R&B have moved on a huge amount from the days of the 60s. And I'm often not a fan these days. In fact, from around, well, some soul in the 70s was good, some R&B was good, but we sort of start to hit the 80s, and I would say there's a minority that I particularly enjoy. And the rest of it feels really produced, and my criticism is that it lacks in soul, and it lacks in the soul that albums like this have. So this album is glorious, and it's all about the feel and the music. So for me, it's all about the moments when I start tapping the steering wheel or exclaiming, "Oh yeah!" and get a feeling of a moment in the music where it just kind of feels like it runs down my spine and hits something really primal in me. Am I the only person that this happens to? Is it just me? And there's certain types of music that can do this for me, and blues, soul, and R&B of this kind, some bits of jazz can do this. And I'm not sure I can put my finger on exactly how or why that is. But it's just something that just, you get these moments I just go, oh, yes, that's glorious. And I love it. I'm using the word glorious or not, I know. So there are examples of what it could be here. It could be that moment when the organ hits a high sustained note. That's great. Or it could be a chord change, and sometimes maybe a chord change to chord 4/7. If anybody knows the technical music stuff, it's just, oh, it's a great chord. Or it could be the bass and the drums hitting a groove and just being really groovy. Or it could be the ornamentation on the piano. And when I'm saying examples, these are examples from this album. There may be other things on other albums. And there are many, many moments of how she uses her voice that gives me that kind of feeling. And I have to say, I think I'm not sure I've ever heard an album with so many of these amazing moments on it. So I if you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. Please do stick around and watch some others of my videos. I have a mission. I am on a mission to review the 3,000 greatest albums of all time. So a website called Acclaimed Music have produced this list, which is amalgamated from critics' lists. And I'm working my way upwards from 3,000. I'm just over 1,000 through. Who knows if I'll ever manage to finish it? We'll see. It's a huge undertaking. And sometimes I think, oh, why did I decide to do this? And sometimes the thing that keeps me going is the responses from you guys. So comments, I enjoy this interaction thing. Sometimes it's just sheer stubbornness that keeps me going. But sometimes there's an album like this, and I go, this is exactly why I wanted to do this. I wanted to find albums that I didn't know that are just brilliant. So I feel like I wish I'd discovered this album 40 years ago. Um, and I guess the thing that's most similar to it, I mean, there are two things. One is that the Blues Brothers film and the music from that, which I've always loved, uh, is is just amazing. And this is very similar style to that. Plus Aretha Franklin on top of that. So let's start talking about some of the stuff involved. So we've got quite a lot of musicians involved, so like instrumentalists and singers. There are two um, core bands here. One of which is a band called the Dixie Flyers. Now, I know nothing about them. I tried to look up the Dixie Flyers. I didn't spend long, but there I found a Canadian bluegrass band who were formed several years after this, so it can't be them. The other band is the Muscle Shoals Rhythm Section, who were a house band down in Memphis, if I get it right. Um, and whenever I've heard stuff by them, I've always really enjoyed it. They've got a great feel. They're always really on it. And there are two of these house bands that I really rate. One is Muscle Shoals, and the other one's is it the Wrecking Crew? I can't remember the name of the one from uh, I don't want to say Atlantic, but I'm not sure I'm right there. I shouldn't go off my notes, but there's another one. It's Booker T and the MGs people. We've also got Dwayne Allman, who makes an appearance on one track on guitar. And there's some, especially late on in the album, there's some horns. There's some really nice brass stuff in here. And we don't have their names at all. We've got no credits at who these people are. Just, but yeah, so the backing is incredible. It's amazing. And then you add into that Aretha Franklin and her singing, and she's just an amazing force of emotional singing. She brings so much. She's technically good, but she's also emotively really good. I can't imagine her having an off day. I can't imagine, her coming into the studio and somebody saying, "Nah, Aretha just wasn't really on it today." Maybe she did. We just never get to hear it. She just seems to give it everything. It's not what I call effortless because she does give so much effort to the thing. Well, it pays off, and she's this big, strong presence. And what's great is that the band are matching that presence with their own presence, which just makes this great marriage of stuff. Also, as I was listening, so what I tend to do is listen, read, listen, and for some reason my description of this has become this. Um, and so I didn't find out stuff about the album until after I listened the first time. And when I was listening the first time, I was thinking, I really want to know who the piano player is because there's some really nice stuff on this piano playing, some really nice touch. So I'm not 100% sure that this is true all the time, but I am pretty sure that the piano player here is Aretha Franklin, um, which is just insane that she can be that good at singing and that good at piano. But, it blows my mind. I also want to give a huge credit to the backing singers on this album because they are great. They're different sets of them at different points, but they always bring a really great feel to it. And more than anything else, I think it's the presence of the backing singers that makes this feel more gospel than some of the soul and R&B would. It's just so well used. And Aretha and the backing singers have got a really good rapport going all the time. And so finally, I'm going to talk about the songs. I'm not going to talk about them much. There were some of them that I knew. There's some nice songs here. There's some really nice songs that I didn't know before that I've encountered. So they're good. And Aretha wrote some of the songs as well. So singer, piano player, songwriter. And the whole package together is so good. You'll have seen I've given a huge score, and I'm a massive fan. This has been a great experience for me to get to listen to this and review this album. This is far from the last time I'm going to listen to this album. It is too good. Um, but that's just my opinion. I'd love to know what your opinion is. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you don't think that this is one of the best albums you've ever heard. Maybe there are good reasons for why you think that. I'd love to know what you think. So please, will you let me know by leaving me a comment? Well, that's it from me for now.
Thrill is gone.